Hi everyone, my name is Diane and this is My Pink Bathtub Knits. Welcome. Why do anything once when you can do it twice? Apparently my volume was not working at all. I don't know what happened, so we're going to do this episode again. Hopefully with volume this time. Now I am going to probably put in a few little bits from my first recording because you can't reopen things twice. How has your week been? It has been very warm here in Manitoba. I live in the center of Canada. We are having record-breaking temperatures. I don't know if it's record-breaking, but I don't recall it being in the pluses in February ever. I've got a bunch of things to share with you today. Some of them are finished, some of them are not. Maybe introducing a new project, and also there is the Canadian Yarn of the Month. We are still in the province of Alberta, so hold on for that one. For those of you who don't know, I do markets in the fall, and I do things like mittens and toys, and the mittens are animal themed, so I'm going to be showing you a lot of mittens because I just found out that I was accepted into the large market that I was in last year. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to me. And it is called the Scattered Seeds. It's a 3-day market in October, and I essentially need to start knitting now because some of my stuff sold out on the first day. I don't see any money falling from the YouTube skies at all. This is a little bit of an extra income for me now that I have retired. Because I was in the market last year, I was able to apply early, and I already found out that I was accepted. And their video that they put out on their social media, I couldn't seem to download it for some reason, probably for obvious reasons. But I was in the video from last year, so I did do a screenshot, and here I am, double, triple chinned and everything, knitting away all happy. I was just so shocked to see myself in there, so I'm stoked. There's one other market I applied for, and I'll find out, I think, this week or next week. Soon. And then let the stress begin. I'm just turning the mitten make machine on over here. Last week, I opened a yarn swap from my friend Kathy from Yarn with Heart. And I got this Color Made Easy yarn on my needles right away to make mittens. This is a discontinued yarn. It works up really well for 100% acrylic mittens. The half ball, I needed just some of the second full ball to complete these kitten mittens. Now this is a color that is sort of, I want to call it periwinkle. It's kind of blue, kind of purpley. And I thought, you know, someone's going to like this. My cat mittens sell very, very well. And I'm sure someone is a fan of this color. So I was thrilled to get this. So thank you again, Kathy. And I'll finish up these other ones. Because I am on the mitten train right now, and I will be for some time, so please bear with me, I have started another pair of mittens. Don't have it all done, but this is what it looks like. This is the beauty of a self-patterned yarn. Kind of a stripy pattern, and this yarn is called Wool Spun from Lion Brand. This is a discontinued yarn because Queen of Discontinued. This yarn, I managed to score this from an Ontario company called Lens Mill. They often have yarn discounted and often have discontinued yarn, so I scooped up as much as I could get. This is what the mittens will look like when they are complete. The only thing with these mittens is it's hard to match them up sometimes. So I have several balls of this. I think I'm just going to continually knit on these and then match up the mittens accordingly. It worked out pretty well for me last time I had a bunch of this yarn. I just like things to matchy match. So that's my other mittens that are on the go right now. Oh. I finished the squirrel. I finished the squirrel from this book, the Knitted Nursery Collection from Weston. I have to say, he gave me a little bit of trouble. I really love the elephant pattern that I did in this book. And this squirrel is cute. It did take a lot more yarn. I don't know if I misread the instructions, but the tail was way longer than I thought it was going to be. I used more than one ball of it. This is what I have left. I used the Patton's Classic Wool in the color Desert. So I don't have enough to make a second one. This is what the tail is supposed to look like. In her patterns, you use a lot of stitch markers to save your place, and then you line up the stitch markers when you are sewing up the seams on the toy. And it worked beautifully for the elephant, but I couldn't get the tail was crazy long. I don't know what I did. Here he is. The tail is not the same. I had to flip him a different way because I could not get the tail to work in the size that it was. I think he's okay. I had to basically sew these parts together to align him, and he does independently stand on his own. So I think he is going, or she is going to be a one-off at my market. But I really wanted to do the pattern. I thought, I'm not going to beat myself up about this. The tail is a little wonky, but still a nice little toy. So because I sell toys at my markets, I already have my next one on my needles. And I've made this before. I'm not going to show you what the finished project is. I will show you what it looks like in the book because it's the magic of self-striping yarn. This is the book, Huge and Huggable Moshi Moshi. I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name. I think the H is silent. And this is the teddy bear, the large guy that I am going to be making. Now, I will not be making his sweater because he looks quite charming without it. And again, diving deep into my stash, most of my market makes are going to be yarn from my stash. I am determined not to have to buy anything except a stuffing for the toys from Bernat. This color is called Beechwood Stripes. I know, it's a cheap acrylic yarn in many people's eyes. This particular yarn knits up beautifully. It isn't like your standard Super Saver yarn, I have to say. Well, I guess Red Heart is the one that's a little more lower grade, I guess, in the way it knits up, in my opinion. All of these opinions are of my own. I do not mean to offend everyone or anyone if Red Heart Super Saver is your super fave. It's whatever works for you. But this is a beautiful acrylic yarn, and it is self-striping, and I have it on my needles. I know this doesn't look like anything. And by the way, I found these needles very quickly and efficiently with my new needle organization system. So this is going to self-stripe up. You start at the bottom of the butt. Essentially, it's the shape of a peanut. And then you add the arms, legs, and ears, and magically you have a teddy bear. He is super cute. I made some of these years ago, and I just want to use up the yarn, and I just wait till you see him. I don't want to show you a picture because I don't want to spoil it for you. So that's going on. Mittens and toys done. I did receive a small yarn acquisition, and it wasn't from Canada, it was from the UK. Now, there is a gentleman called Adam. He has a new YouTube channel called Crafting Wool. So I'm going to link his information below. He also has an Etsy store, and what he has started in 2024 is a monthly subscription through his Etsy store. I'm going to link that link below. You get 2 minis. Surprise colors, and you have to purchase it every month. It's not a continual subscription because I don't think Etsy lets you do that. So I thought, what the heck, I'm going to do this. I want to support him. I follow his channel, and I already ordered February. You get 2 minis. Platinum Sock Mini yarn is the base. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is cool, hand wash, dry flat, 85 meters approximately. It came with a really cute little sticker that I will forward to one of my crocheting friends in the future. And these are the two minis that I received. This top one, for some reason, was really giving me creamsicle vibes, even though there's no green in creamsicle. If there's a green in creamsicle that you're eating, you should probably throw that out. Creamsicle is an ice cream treat here in Canada, and it's orange. So beautiful gray, beautiful, I'm going to call it creamsicle. I don't know if you have names for this, Adam. I'd be curious if you name these. So you get two minis, and it was very reasonable. In Canadian funds, with shipping, it was $22 for these two, shipped across the pond to you, to your home. So I would encourage you to check him out. He knits and he crochets, and he has an adorable cat. The name of the cat is escaping me at this time. The cat will make an appearance unexpectedly in his videos and likes to show off her butt or his butt to you at any random time. And so that's charming, but please go over, show him some love. Yeah, thank you, Adam. I also received something else in the mail that was rather unexpected. We're going to call it Happy Mail, and it was from my friend Judy at Judy's Creations in Crochet. And she, I don't know if you know this, but Judy used to own a cross-stitch store. She sent me something in the mail, no note, nothing, so I did email her right away to thank her. And it is, and I believe this is called a scroll stretch marker or a scroll frame for your cross stitch. I had originally put my cross stitch on a hoop. I don't normally use hoops, but for some reason, hadn't done it in like decades. I decided to put this on a hoop. She had mentioned it is not good for the fabric or for the stitches that you have on, that I guess it over pulls it. And she just decided to send this to me. So thank you so much, Judy. I really appreciate it. I did watch some YouTube videos on how to do it. Essentially, there is a piece of fabric on these dowel parts that you hand stitch your fabric to, and then you use these wings to turn it and tighten it. So haven't done anything else with this. I do think this is going to become a year-long project like I originally suspected. This is from this Cross Stitcher magazine, which is a UK magazine. And this is the pattern. Marie Diaz is the designer. And I'm just going to keep working on it. But thank you so much, Judy, for thinking of me. I really appreciate it. I feel like it looks really good on this, like I could just hang this on the wall, but I am going to frame it accordingly whenever it gets done. Speaking of Judy, I am working on Judy and Gina's MAL. I mentioned it in a previous episode. I will link the live again on this episode for you to check it out. There is still time to get in on it. There has been a lot of activity. I think they have over 40 people, dare I say 50 people doing this MAL. It is a knit or a crochet version of Heather J. Anderson's wraps, and I'm doing the F-Flores wrap, which is the knit version. And normally it said to do 3 colors, but I originally pulled 5 and have scaled back to 4 because my one color was very similar to the larger skein of yarn that I'm using, which is the lichen and lace pressed flowers. The other 3 yarns I am using are from Aberdeen's Wool for my holiday box. They were 110 yards each. I needed more than that, so I figured I'll throw in this full hank and let's see what happens. So here I have it. I'll put it down on the ottoman and give you a better look. It is knit on the bias, and I am quite liking it. I kind of mapped it out how I want to do the colors, and I'm still on part 1. Once I get to part 2, it's going to be this bottom color, which is the lichen and lace color. And then I'm going to go back the way I came with these colors in the opposite direction on part 3 in one segment of these three, and then I'm going to end with this lichen and lace. I am not a shawl person, but I feel these colors I will definitely wear. So I'm excited. You have until March the 6th to send them in your completed photos, but there is a lot of activity on the Facebook page. So I encourage you to check it out. It has been a lot of fun, and I've met a lot of new people that I didn't know before. The other thing I am working on is, and I've only gotten maybe 3 or 4 rows done, so I'm not going to show you, is my McInness cardigan. Last time I failed to show the photo, so this is what it looks like. It is used Lion brand yarn, Heartland yarn, and I'm still only on ball number 2. It's fine. It's just a very simple knit. I have a few medical appointments and things that I have to go to in the near future. So it's in a bag ready to go, and it's something I'm going to work on then. There's just too many options. That's my problem. I have too many things going on. Feel like a car ride? We're going to get back in the car, and we are still in Alberta, Canada, which is right beside British Columbia. If nothing less, you're going to learn a lot about geography in Canada here on my channel. Let's get ready. When I usually get ready for my episodes, I try to collect as much information ahead of time for my notes. And I will go into people's Instagrams and Etsy shops and copy and paste their links so that you can look into them further when you watch my episode, if it's something you're interested in. So that's what I did with this recent dyer, and I learned some interesting things that I want to share with you. The company that I am focusing on today is called The Wool and Frog, and they are out of Medicine Hat, Alberta. Her name is Carol, and when I went onto her Instagram page, which is going to be linked below, I noticed that she just started a YouTube channel. So I'm going to link that below as well. There's just one video right now, and it's her introduction video. I encourage you to go and check her out and show her some love. The interesting thing that I found out about Carol is she is originally from Manitoba, which is where I am. And she is considering moving back home. Come home, Carol, come home. When I found this out, I thought, instant new friend. She hand dyes yarn. She used to have a brick and mortar shop, which is now closed. So she just has an Etsy shop. Again, that's going to be linked below. And she also sews project bags. She is currently making new project bags all the time for her Etsy shop. Her yarn that she has in her Etsy shop is what she has currently. She isn't dyeing new yarn. It's going to be a summer thing because of the dyes and where she has to dye it out of her house. Again, all of this information is in her introduction video, so please go and watch it. When I saw this color, it was during my Boxing Day frenzy shopping spree, and there was either a 20 or 25% off sale on her shop. I will link that on here because I can't recall how much I paid. I saw this color, and you guys are going to laugh because it is none of the colors that I would gravitate to. Recently, I have been getting more into autumn colors. This is a very colorful hank of yarn. It has purple and yellow and pink and an orangey color and some brown. And I saved it to my favorites, as one does. And I kept looking around and I kept going back to this. And I thought, go for it. This color is called Mauve Fire. I don't know what attracted me to this, but I was really into it. She had 2 in her shop. I only purchased 1. And prior to it being delivered, it was sent out rather quickly. I had already ordered the second one. I told myself, Diane, if this looks half as good as the photo, you would be a fool not to get both. So I got both. She does ship flat pack vacuum sealed, where you basically suck the air out and it can be sent as a letter mail, $5. You can do up to 2 hanks of yarn or quite a few minis. I think usually 5 minis. I don't think she has minis in her shop. So I ordered the second one. And on my first recording of this, I showed you, which I'm going to show you right now, what it looks like when it is flat packed. It is taken out of the hank. It is just put flat. It is still tied, and you can hank it up again and put on the label, which is included. So here's a little bit of a section of me taking it out of the vacuum seal for you, because I thought this might be a little bit educational. I have never done this up until recently, ordered anything vacuum sealed. It is my shipping of choice because it does save a lot of money. Now, one thing you need to know is that it is not tracked in any way and there is no insurance on it. It is just sent through regular mail. I haven't lost any mail yet. I have had nothing but success in all of the letter mails that I have used, and they can range anywhere from $4 up to $8, I've noticed. So depending on where you order it from, but generally it's around $5 to get it shipped this way. I really like this. It really just spoke to me, and I don't know why. It's something else. I don't know. I really just gravitated to these colors. I just could not get over them. Whew. Another run through quickly episode. I apologize if I am talking too quickly. I'm just trying to see if I missed anything else. I don't think I have. I have one more Alberta yarn to share with you. So I got to look at the calendar. It'll either be next week or the week after, because February is a short month. It is a leap year though. I did have a friend in school that was born on February the 29th. And I remember when she turned 16, like 16 was a big deal when we were teenagers. Technically, she was 4. So we had a 4-year-old birthday party. It was so much fun. I will never forget that experience because she was born on the leap year. Okay, I am babbling. And if I forget anything, I'm just going to have to figure this out. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. Take care. I'm going to love you and leave you, and we'll talk real soon. Bye for now.